Now we're going to go through Tour 2, a theorem about quadrilaterals. It's the 5th official page of the packet. It's labeled page 5 of your packet. So, you're going to learn how to construct a polygon using the segment tool, show objects label, measure lengths and angles, create a caption, and apply formatting options to text. So, you're going to use a segment tool to draw a segment. Construct a second segment that shares one endpoint with the first. Construct 2 more segments that complete the quadrilateral. And then it says using the arrow tool, drag the points and segments to make sure the figure holds together. Does it pass the drag test? Yes. Now we're going to construct a midpoint quadrilateral. Deselect all objects by clicking in blank space. Select the 4 sides of the quadrilateral in clockwise or counterclockwise order. You just want to go around the quadrilateral. And that's because when we turn to the page 6, it says choose midpoints from the construct menu. Another way you could have done that was Control M or Command M, and it makes the midpoints. With the 4 midpoints still selected, choose Show Labels, and lo and behold, you get your labels. With the midpoints still selected, choose Segments from the menu. Use the arrow tool to drag the vertices and make sure that the midpoints are really midpoints. Now, you may already have a hypothesis about what kind of quadrilateral the inner figure is. Be careful though, because it may be the shape only for a particular shape or of that outer quadrilateral. You need to convince yourself that your conjecture holds no matter what shape the outer quadrilateral is. This requires dragging. To get more confidence in your answer, you take measurements as well. Drag various parts of the quadrilateral around, keeping an eye on the inscribed figure. Now select the 4 inner segments and go to Measure Length. When I go to Measure Length, I have 2 sets of congruent sides, it appears. Now select 3 consecutive midpoints again. Width, and choose Angle from the menu. That's a measurement angle. And then select 3 consecutive midpoints, again with a different midpoint as the second selected point, which would be the vertex of an angle. Repeat this step 2 more times. So I'm measuring this angle. And now I'll pick up my mathematics just to clean it up, and then I'll measure this angle. And then I'll measure this angle because they said repeat this 2 times. So I have these angle measures. Then it says go to Number, Calculate, and click on the angles of 2 consecutive angles. And I notice that that sum is 180 degrees. Interesting. It's always 180 degrees. Now, on number 17, it says choose the text tool from the toolbox. Double-click in a blank part of the sketch to start a new caption. Using your keyboard to type the caption, perhaps stating your conjecture about the inner quadrilateral. Click the outside caption to close it. My conjecture. The midpoints of the sides of a random quadrilateral. Notice I'm going to make this a little smaller. That's a lot smaller. The midpoints of the sides of a random quadrilateral form a parallelogram. Now, then it says use the text palette to change the font, text color. So I'll make it an Arial, or maybe I'll make it the American typewriter, and maybe I'll make the color red. And then it says use the text tool, click and drag within the caption to highlight the range of text and apply the changes just to that text. So let's say that I want these 2 lines to be blue. Lo and behold. When you're done, leave your sketch open in case you want to refer to it later. So notice that you can do quite a bit here with this tour, and the sky continues to be the limit. As we continue through this, the next set of pages, pages 8, 9, and 10, consist of something that's less overwhelming. It's called the Geometry Sketchpad 5.0 checklist. What you're to do is check off what you can as you learn. These tasks are in no particular order, and some of them you may not learn until later on in that year. If you have no idea how to start a task, skip it and go to the next one. Your goal is not to check off all the skills. Just check off as many as you can. If you're stumped and determined to check off a task, consider using the Help menu. After 70, the actions are 5.0 specific, as opposed to earlier versions of Sketchpad, because Sketchpad's been around for some time. So this checklist, hopefully, will give you some nice perspective and building skills. And then the last 2 activities are pre-made Sketchpad activities that you can use with your students. You'll follow instructions. The first activity is parallel pairs, and it really hits home in talking about the area of polygons. And then after parallel pairs, there's pyramid dissection. You can move on to the 3D. These activities are extremely helpful. With pyramid, I'm going to include pre-made sketches that will help you tremendously. Finally, if you're wanting to learn more and more and more about Sketchpad, you can go to Help, and you can go to Welcome Videos, and you can walk through some very powerful tutorial videos. Sketchpad snapshots. You can take a look at getting started tutorials. You can walk through each of these tutorials and have an outcome of building each of these sketches, and you can use them as your teaching tools. They're very powerful. As well, if you have any questions that you think I might be able to answer, and I love answering Sketchpad questions, contact me. My name's Melissa Burkhead, and my email is maburkhead@aol.com. So, I hope this has helped. Good luck. Bye-bye.